Hello everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here, and welcome back to Dragon Ball Super Reviews. I know I'm a bit late on these. I probably should be doing the review of these basically the Sunday after they happen. But, life has been catching up to me. I have to balance this and work out. Just a lot of things get in my way. But rest assured, I'm still keeping up to date with everything in Dragon Ball's universe and the franchise. And this episode was good. I mean, it came. It was the episode we were really waiting for, and it was a shame that we didn't get a Dragon Ball Super episode last weekend. But we made up for it here because we got to actually see some things and discover some new things and things like that. I am mixed though because this episode was part good and part bad. Part good because of everything that involved Zamasu and Gowasu along with Beerus, Whis, and Goku. Bad in the sense that Kid Trunks, Mai, Shu, and Pilaf are just in the way. Or at least they felt in the way. I get it. We get it. They're helping build the time machine. And it feels like Emperor Pilaf and the gang are here just sort of as Team Rocket, camp fodder, comic relief, and we don't really need them as comic relief. Or the thing about Dragon Ball and the thing that's noteworthy about their comic relief is that their comic relief comes in spurts. When it comes in waves and it goes just like that. It doesn't stay for really long dragged out times unless there's an episode where it's a slice of life episode like Goku learning how to drive along with Piccolo, or when they try to hide Manaka's true identity that he's weak away from Goku in Dragon Ball Super. This was an episode that had serious undertones in it in the form of Zamasu and Gowasu and their introduction. So for it to have to compete for time with the Emperor Pilaf nonsense just sort of irritated me. But in this episode, we see that they're working on the time machine, and while that's happening, Goku and the others make it to Universe 10, and Goku really wants to fight Zamasu, and Zamasu has an attitude that he's a bit uppity, like he's above that of Goku and the others. And I actually think it's a really good attitude, at least for Zamasu. And the reason that this is because Zamasu is supposed to come off like that, that guy that hates humanity, which he does talk about, and Gowasu basically tells him, hey, well, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't destroy humanity, because if we try to destroy humanity, that's against the law. Only gods of destruction can do that, like Beerus. We're simply, our job is to oversee and create. And I thought that was really good that they pay attention to those lines of detail. So, once we got that, we get a full sense of who Zamasu's supposed to be, and it basically kind of confirms that Zamasu is black, or at least it's trying to confirm that Zamasu is black. But I actually have some new thoughts after watching this episode in particular. Now, the thing about this episode is, when Goku and Zamasu fight, that's the highlight of the episode, by the way, Goku fights at Super Saiyan 2, which I gotta say, I'm really, I like the Super Saiyan 2 love, because Super Saiyan 2 is my favorite transformation out of all the transformations. One, I love the lightning aura, and two, I just love the Super Saiyan 2 back then before 3 and Gods and 4 and all those nonsense transformations were invented. Super Saiyan 2 was always the middle ground Super Saiyan. It was the Super Saiyan transformation that you would go to take things more seriously, while Super Saiyan 1 was more of a balancing act of power. While it raises Goku's power, it keeps it balanced so he doesn't use up excess energy. And Super Saiyan 2 was the get serious mode of transformations. That's what I always respected. So when I see Goku using Super Saiyan 2 a lot more in these fights, though, it shows that he's obviously raising his power times 100 instead of the 50 that he normally does. But at the same time, he's still keeping his power under check so he doesn't waste too much energy like he would in Super Saiyan 3. And I know that they call it Super Saiyan, but it's Super Saiyan 2. The lightning aura is apparent, and Goku has 3 bangs on his hair instead of the 5 bangs that he would have had if he was at Super Saiyan 1. So there is a clear difference here. And the thing about this episode, one of the things I also didn't like is how annoying they made Goku off to be. It's clear that Goku wants to fight opponents stronger than himself, or possibly stronger than himself, or he's interested in a new challenge, but he was never this out about it. When he showed interest in fighting a new villain, or just anyone in general that was very powerful, he asked them politely, or he would just ask them for a battle, and he was outright with it. In this episode, they made him really, really annoying and persistent about it. And yes, we know it's Goku's character to be persistent about wanting to fight stronger fighters, but he was really obsessive in this one, to the point where he was really unlikable. Dragon Ball Super has changed Vegeta and Goku's characters. Vegeta more or less than Goku's, but they've made Goku's character way too simplistic, to the point where there's not as many layers as there used to be in him within the Dragon Ball Z series. In the Dragon Ball Z series, there was a lot more depth to Goku's character, and he was a bit more serious. And I'm not saying that not being serious is a bad thing. Hell, look at Luffy. But there's almost to a point to where it gets annoying. Like, Luffy, to some degree, is annoying because, yeah, we get it. Luffy's dumb but strong, but they make Luffy sometimes annoyingly dumb. And that's kind of what they do here, is that they made Goku a little, less intelligent and more absent-minded here than he would be in any normal circumstance. Goku's not dumb, guys. He's not intelligent to, Gohan's degree of intelligence, but Goku at least, he knows the basics. He's not illiterate, and they're making Goku seem as if he's really simple. All he knows is fighting, and he does. Fighting is his best. Fighting is where his knowledge best is perceived. He's a fighting genius. But here, they make Goku seem so one-track minded, it's almost annoying. But regardless, in the fight, they confirmed that Zamasu's moves are a lot like Black's from when Goku fought Black. However, I want to say this right now. And if I'm proven wrong and Zamasu is Black, then oh well, that's fine, whatever. But I have a small theory. I have a theory that Zamasu is not Black. Gowasu is Black. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's weird, especially in the episode, Gowasu is the one that's against Zamasu's way of thinking. Destroy all the mortals, and not just humans, anything that's not a god. However, hear me out, guys, and I know this is a stretch. Look at their Patara earrings. Yeah, I know that sounds dumb. I know that doesn't sound like anything to base anything off of. But look, if you take a look at their Patara earrings, Zamasu's Patara earrings are orange. Gowasu's are green. Black's are green. And that's not the only reason. Here's another reason I want to say. They said that Zamasu's moves are similar to Black's. Very similar. Almost to the point where their ki is almost exactly the same. Now hear me out. If Elder Kai is basically Supreme Kai but older, then is it possible that Gowasu is basically Zamasu in a much elder version, and thus their ki would have no choice but to be similar? Obviously, since he's training under Gowasu, then that means that Gowasu's ki has to be similar to Zamasu's in some way, shape, or form. Now, what would be the drive to Gowasu being evil and becoming Black? We don't know. Gowasu's the one that has access to the time rings and states that they're all accounted for, but because he has access to them, does that mean in theory he can take them? Maybe he wants to do Zamasu's plan for him so he won't have to do it, or something like that. Who knows? This is a small theory that has no support, but it's just something I want to put out there. But other than that, the episode is really good. Like I said, the only downsides are the comic relief moments, ironically, but that's only because of the time length in which they take. The next episode is episode 54, Inheritor of Saiyan Blood. Trunks is resolved. It's a Trunks episode. See you all then, everybody. Tyron the God 3, out.